I'm here with Christian. Christian, very disappointing night. Arsenal drawing against Brentford. And many people are saying that, if anything, Arsenal were lucky to get out of there with a point. What's your initial thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I probably have to agree. It was terrible. We didn't turn up. From what was it, third, fourth, fifth minute when Gabriel kicked it out for a corner, completely unforced, you have to say.
Unforced error. Now, some people at the back of it were saying that term is not applicable to football, but I think it is, because it's exactly what he did. It's
unforced. Look, Gabriel kind of set the tone for our performance. It was terrible. We were sloppy. Our quality players didn't turn up in the final third. We were kind of toothless. I think we had 2 shots on target, which is not good enough. Our form hasn't been good enough. 2 wins out of 6 is not good enough at all.
Now, I'm bound to ask you the question, Christian. Why is that? Is that because it was a bad day at the office? Is it because Brentford was so good, because they were good today? Got to give them credit. Or was it because of what City have been doing, beating Liverpool, beating Fulham? Some people are saying scoreboard pressure is getting to Arsenal.
Yeah, maybe you can say both. Maybe you can say, I look at the results. I think Liverpool at home, we weren't good enough. Liverpool also had a game plan to come and defend well, set up in a unit and got a deserved point. Even Nottingham Forest, a deserved point again. We didn't deserve to win that game. And maybe if Martinelli puts the goal away from the ball away from 2 yards, maybe we do. But again, Nottingham Forest had a game plan. They did it well. United came with a game plan at the Emirates. They beat us. They deserved to win the game. And I go to tonight as well. Brentford played tonight. They actually came out, and we say a lot as Arsenal fans of when a team comes out, when a team tries to play, that's when we didn't enjoy it tonight. They were at us, they had chances, sloppy mistakes as well. Raya in the first half, he goes to roll the ball out to Declan Rice. The Brentford player's right there. I don't know what's going through his head. They cross it in, and Igor Thiago, I think we're lucky not to concede. A player of his quality, you'd expect him to find a corner, not give David Raya a chance. He puts it, pretty much towards Raya, who makes a good save, but he gives him a chance to make the save. So we're lucky not to be 1-0 down in the first half. And the first half was shocking. No one really turned up. I can't remember a moment of quality in the first half at all. I think we grew in the half a little bit towards the end of it.
We huffed and puffed, but you're right. There was no real quality.
A lot of huffing and puffing. Obviously, Odegaard comes on at half-time. And I think the level lifted a bit. Briefly. Obviously, we get the goal. Hincapié, probably first moment of quality from us the entire game, which is Hincapié's cross. And Madueke, who I have to say had been poor up until that point. I was saying maybe get him off for Saka or change something in the attacking line with a brilliant header. And we go 1-0 up and we're all, the narrative can change so quickly in football. It can go from this is terrible, we don't look like champions, we're awful, get this player off, he's having a stinker, to, that's what champions do. When you're not playing well, you find a way to win a game. So when we go 1-0 up, we're all happy. But we didn't capitalise. And that's been a theme this season where we have gone 1-0 up, we have taken the lead, and all of a sudden we sit back. I don't know whether that's up to the managers or the player. I don't know, the manager or the players. I don't know what it is, but it's a theme in this Arsenal team that we don't then go and put the foot on the neck and actually kill a game. When sometimes they're there to be killed. We had the chance actually at 1-0. I don't know who cut it across, but Declan Rice. He's got the ball, and all he has to do is probably shoot on his left foot, put it in the corner, we go 2-0 up. Maybe the game's won and dead. He tries to play it off to Gyökeres, the defender gets a good tackle in. And then, 10, 12, 15 minutes later, they go and score. So, look,
it was a disappointing night, but I'll tell you what was also disappointing for me, and I'd love to know your opinion on this. So, the team that started the game, for whatever reason, they were off it. Clearly so, right? The manager, to be fair to him, he makes substitutions. And I would argue, Christian, that none of those substitutions impacted the game sufficiently. Yeah. So, okay, you did touch on it. Odegaard came on and briefly had a brief impact, but that wasn't sustained. And arguably, he was at fault for Brentford's goal. You had Saka come on. He didn't do anything of note. Same with Martinelli. And so the case right through the team. We just did not get going at all. I'm a little bit worried that the so-called finishers, as the manager had said, used that term previously, it was a disappointing night for the whole team, pretty much. I'm struggling to come up with a couple of Arsenal players that played well today. Mosquera, I thought, had a good game. Hincapié could be argued had a good game. Raya made a couple of good saves, but honestly, it was a collective disappointment tonight.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to put it on Saka. He came on, he was poor. I'm not denying that at all. I think Lee was saying he shouldn't have put the ball out for the throw-in, but whatever, he's put the ball, it can happen. Gabriel was poor. Raya was very shaky at moments, but he made a couple of good saves. Timber, probably the worst game in an Arsenal shirt I've seen him have. Zubimendi, I think you mentioned it on the stream, pretty anonymous in that game, wasn't in it at all after a man of the match performance against Sunderland. Declan Rice, I thought in the second half grew into the game, but wasn't at his best. Eze was anonymous in that first half. Madueke, apart from the moment and the goal, not really in the game. Gyökeres, some nice hold-up play. And Trossard wasn't really in the game at all until he came off. So it's not on Saka who came on late. It's on the rest of the players that started the game. So, yeah.
So what do you put that down to? On a night when we needed to win, so many players were off form. It's kind of hard to process for me.
Yeah, well, like I said, like you asked me just now, it's a bit of everything. You know, Brentford had a game plan. They executed well. They've beat big teams this season. You know, where are they? 6th, 7th in the league. So they're doing well. They're overachieving. They've got some very good players. And we had a lot of players off it tonight. You know, players that didn't step up, and a couple of players that need credit. Mosquera, you know, comes in for Saliba at the last minute, has a great performance. That tackle, by the way, I know it's almost his mistake in the first place. Thiago flicks it over him, but to get back and make that block, I thought he was probably our best player on the day. Nkapie, again, a good moment of quality. I thought he defended well. So a couple of players deserve credit, but yeah, I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to sugarcoat. There's more negatives than positives. But one of the positives, and I know the whole vibe on social media this week is going to be Arsenal are bottling it. Arteta doesn't have what it takes. These players are this, blah, blah, blah. We're still 4 points clear. We are still 4 points clear.
And I would say as well, Christian, I'm sure you agree, let's be honest, if you go back a couple of seasons, we would probably have lost tonight.
Probably.
So maybe
probably would have lost 2 or 3-1, 4-1. So we're 4 points clear. We play again away against Wolves before City play. We have a chance to make it 7, and they'd have 1 game in hand. If you said to me, and I know we keep saying this, but this is still true. If you said to me at the start of the season, what's the date today? On the 12th of February, you'd be 4 points clear of Manchester City, and then you play Wolves, who are bottom of the league. You can make it 7, they'd have 1 game in hand. I'd still take it. Yeah. Until this team puts me in a situation where at the start of the season I would say, I wouldn't take that. That's not good enough. I will still back. I'll still believe in this team. I'll still back them. They've given me more than enough reason so far this season to still believe in them. In every single competition, they've been brilliant for large parts of this season. Yeah, the form recently has been poor. Yeah, 2 wins out of the last 6. That's not title-winning form. But why am I going to lose my head and go crazy and start getting nervous and start talking about bottlers? Does Arteta have what it takes? I don't need to do that right now. I want to support my team. I want to believe in my team. People in the comments might not like it. People are going to be like, look at this guy, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to be positive, Laurie. I want to support my team. I watch football to enjoy it. Yeah. Like I said, this season has still been brilliant. Yeah. Are we potentially looking at something that makes me look nervous tonight and a City maybe going to pick up? Maybe, but we don't know that yet. All we can do as fans is still believe in this team, still back this team, rather than letting the whole narrative turn and letting everyone get on our backs and getting nervous. Let's believe in our team for once, because when those City fans now are going to believe, right? What they've been watching of Arsenal in the last few weeks, you probably believe, because today it wasn't good enough. But 2 weeks ago, I watched City at Spurs 2-0 up at half time. Went and bottled the second half. They fell apart in that second half to a Spurs team that's battling relegation. So if that can happen a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, City haven't really changed that much since. So I still believe in this Arsenal team. And it's not that bad. You know, there's a team in North London that, like I said, is battling a relegation. Just sacked their manager. Sacked 2 managers this season, should I say. Oh, Frank come in before the season? Anyway, they've had 2 managers in the past year. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. We've got a Carabao Cup final coming up, which we need to win against City. We've got a game against Wigan, 4th round of the FA Cup on Sunday. Sunday, which we need to win. We've got Wolves obviously next week. We've got Champions League knockouts coming. If I said to you or you said to me at the start of the season, this is a position you'll be in, you still take it. Okay, tonight was poor. I get that. It wasn't good enough. I didn't expect what we watched, but we still need to believe in and back this team.
Travelling to away games has never been easier, especially with Rocket Mobile.
Unlimited data, unlimited everything in the UK. When you leave the UK, it's 20 gig of roaming data. Life is very easy.
£16 a month, no hassle.
How you doing?
You're doing all right? And this is what you get in Europe.
Hello. Tony Ellis!
Come on,
Thank you so much. You're the man.